Good morning. How are you today? Man, it's hot. It's 90 plus, and the air is still, and it's a real joy to walk. But this is what I do. This helps organize me. This gives me the impression that all around us is not chaos. There is order by my habits. In public affairs, I don't want to have information just because I'm curious about what happened. In fact, to know because you're curious seems to me to be a subset of the entire process by which we handle information that informs our discretion as citizens or office holders or interested parties, what we should do, what the policy overall should be. And so years ago, when I was running an investigation for the Senate Labor Committee, and it was about the confirmation hearings of Raymond, I don't know any mobsters, Donovan, in which we had evidence that he did know mobsters. The Attorney General's office came up to the Hill and met with Senator Hatch and myself. I was special counsel to the committee for this investigation, and said we could look at certain data and documents, but we couldn't reveal them publicly. And I said, well, we're not interested. And Hatch at first was a little surprised. But my argument was, it's not for us individually to satisfy our curiosity and to conceal from the public what is pertinent information in our investigation. The information may lead to actions that should be taken, and we should not cut those off, particularly operating in the dark, not knowing what they're going to produce to us, and then clamping down on us to prevent us from talking about it publicly. So what does that have to do with the current state of affairs? Well, the current state of affairs is we know that Rosen, Donahue, Clark, and Pack, a former U.S. attorney, all have information that is relevant to the president's effort to overthrow the government. Major crimes. And we have these people being talked to in closed proceedings on the Hill. We should have this information, and we should have it not just because we're curious about it, because that's all the Congress seems to do up there. Oh, this is interesting, and they write a report no one reads, and it's blended in such a fashion. There are no conclusions, and they're already protecting, in my opinion, Rosen and Donahue, who should have called the whistle on these guys when it was first brought to their attention, and maybe there would have not been a January the 6th. So what am I saying? These people should all be in the grand jury. What is Garland doing? There should be a demonstration outside DOJ saying, Garland, get off your ass and do something or quit, because this cannot stand. So that's kind of one of my thoughts for the day. Another one I have is that I'm upset that the Supreme Court has lifted the ban in New York so that evictions can proceed. Densely populated areas particularly strike me as difficult, and the range of the socioeconomic strata that's affected by these evictions, it's just not right, and it will create second and third level problems that we're not ready to deal with. Now, you may be surprised to learn that Associate Justice Barrett, who has supported a ban on the Indiana students. The Indiana students are upset that there's a required vaccine. They want to clamp down, and the students are saying we have our freedom to enjoy our bodies and so forth like that. Well, Supreme Court cited, there's an old case, Jacobson, goes back to 1905. If I remember right, it had to do with smallpox, and the thing that it had to do with was whether or not they could impose a requirement to be vaccinated for smallpox. And there were no exceptions, as there are in Indiana, for religion and medical reasons. So this is an even stronger case. The other interesting thing is that Barrett did this on her own, meaning she, as other justices, are responsible for different circuits in our federal system. And she just denied it out of hand, apparently without consulting anyone. And I'm not sure they would have differed, and maybe she did consult with them. It does strike me as a no-brainer legally, but a lot of other things do too, and they're not happening. And here, closer to Virginia, we have a candidate, Youngkin, who's never run for office before, has a big pocketbook, and or a mail satchel, if you will, and he's spending a fortune to run, and his campaign, believe it or not, is running around saying that Trump was, his election was stolen from him. These guys shouldn't last a minute, and I would hope in Virginia, given our if you will, our shift in the spectrum toward blue and darker blue, that this will help Youngkin pull down other members of the ticket. It should. Virginia has them, and I don't know. I guess they think they can build the party. They haven't suppressed the vote sufficiently to pull this off in Virginia, so I expect Youngkin will go down. But I'm pretty surprised that he would take this position. So that's what I got for today. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a good day. Bye-bye.